We are joined again by Shantelle Bisson. And Shantelle, going to get right into it today, talking about kids and their families in particular, and the costs of activities. This is something that it doesn't matter where you live. It happens smaller towns, bigger cities. There are certain families who can afford all the activities their kids that want to be in, others that just don't have the means to do that. So I'm just looking for your perspective on this. How, as a family, as a mother and father, or a single dad or single mom, how do you handle all the activities your kids want to be in if you can't financially afford it?
Yeah, this is always so tricky, right? I mean, because as parents, our goal when we have children is usually we all have the same mission, is that we want our kids to have a better life than we did, that we want them to have more than we have. We don't want them to suffer or struggle the way that we did. So when you find yourself as a parent in that role, in that place where you're like, oh no, wow, my daughter really loves this activity, and I've done the numbers, I've crunched the numbers, and I just can't make it happen. It's very difficult and hard on a parent to have to look at their child and say, no, I can't, or no, I'm unable to right now for you. I grew up with a single mom, so I'm very, very aware of what it takes to allow a child to have an extracurricular activity, which is so very important for them. It's good for their self-esteem. It's good for team building skills. It's good for confidence. It teaches them discipline. I mean, the reasons why children being involved in a team sport and an extracurricular activity are important are tenfold. I mean, we could go on about those all day. But the reality is that not everybody can afford to give their kid the activity that they want. And so then what do? The cool thing is most places, and even specifically in small towns, I've noticed that the community centers really offer up a lot of programs that are free or have a very minimal cost attached to them.
Right.
So I think it's just, we talked earlier about social media and online and how it's basically from the devil. But there is that beautiful side to the internet and the World Wide Web where we can go and we can really research and find out, okay, well, where in my community are these activities available to us for minimal cost or actually no cost that are part of my taxes?
And now, how do you tell your kids to deal with friends who may get to be in all their activities that they can't? There's that, it may not even be a jealousy, but more of even just a sadness because friends that they hang out with all the time are now playing hockey on weekends, or they're going to soccer tournaments, and then, your children can't because of a financial situation. How do you kind of explain that and get that through to them? Because especially at a younger age, I don't really think they understand the financial aspects of certain things.
Well, they don't, right? And the other side to that is like, there's no point really dumping that on them or sharing that with them, because even though you can communicate that to them, doesn't necessarily mean they're still going to understand the gravity of it, right? I mean, they're not paying bills. They don't know what it means. I don't have enough money. I mean, they understand it in theory, but they don't understand it in reality of what does that actually mean until they become older. So it's really delicate and difficult to really communicate to your child why this is so, why, Johnny gets to go and he's on soccer and he plays hockey and, he gets to travel for his sports. And meanwhile, you're lucky if your son can do recreational hockey. We've been in that situation with our girls when Yannick was out of work, and as a stay-at-home mom, we just couldn't afford activities. And I think those are the times where you just have to share your heart and let them know that you're also disappointed and you're upset that it is this way. But, let's find something else for you that right now we can afford that you do like. So let's put our brains together and let's come up with something. And, there's nothing to, a lot of kids get a lot out of just being busy and active. So even if you take them cross country skiing or hiking in the woods, just being outside and being active will do a lot for them, even if they're not able to participate in an actual organized sport with their friends.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Shantelle. And once again, we direct people back to Chantelle's social media for more information on this at Shantelle Bisson and chantellebisson.com. Thank you so much. Next hour, Shantelle, we're back, this time talking about relationships.